To create a Power Automate flow that runs and sends automatic notifications based on a call by date or a due date to particular people, it boils down to 3 simple steps. So here's the SharePoint list that we're using. The call by date is what is going to drive whether an email is sent. The email will be sent to the sales rep, and the email will contain what the name of the person is that they need to call and what their phone number is, as well as some notes. So high level, here's the flow, 3 simple steps. Recurrence, that's how often this runs. I'm setting it to once a day. Get items from a SharePoint list based on some filter criteria, which will be the call by date, and then send the email until we've done it for all the items that fit within that query result, or all the items that have a call by date that is today or older. So to create that flow, it's as simple as going to the list, clicking on Integrate, Power Automate, and create a flow. Now, these suggested templates aren't going to help us, so we got to click See Your Flows. Let's wait for that to render. It's going to take us straight into Power Automate. All we have to do is click Create over here on the left. And then at the top will be suggested some templates, and this scheduled cloud flow is the template I'm going to grab. We're going to call this schedule for demo, and we just need to select like when it's going to start. It's going to start today. It's going to repeat once a day. So once a day we're going to check to see who needs to be contacted and send out those notification emails. So click Create, it goes out and stubs the flow for us. It gives us the first step. It already has the conditions of every day run. So now we need to add those 2 other steps. The first we do is get item. So we're going to add an action and then search for get items. We want plural, so we want to get all of them, and we'll filter so it's under the SharePoint heading. And here we have to fill in what's the site address. So the easiest thing to do is go to the list that you're looking at, highlight the name of the site, not just the name of the list, but just the name of the site, and then come back here. Click this. All the way at the bottom it says enter custom value. That's what you need to do, is enter a custom value. Otherwise it won't actually save this string. And then when we click here, it's going to look in that site for all the lists that would work, and there's only one list there called clients call list. So we've now connected to the site where the list is, and we've now connected to the list in that site. The only other thing that we need to do is I'm going to do 2 things just for helping with testing. I'm going to set this top count to 3. That means it's only going to retrieve 3 records that match this condition. So I don't get 100 emails, I just get 3. And then the filter query is the thing that really is important. This is a little, I'll call it the most difficult part of creating this flow. So we have to say we want to get all of the list items with a call by date that is less than or equal to today. And to do that, we have to type in this command. So call by is the name of the column, but there's no spaces there because SharePoint internally saves that column name without the space. LE means less than or equal to, and then we do a single quote, a brace, UTC now, parentheses, and then closing brace and a single quote. So UTC now is a function that gets today's date, and it returns that as a string that is compared against the call by column. So if I click out of that and close this, So we've got that fixed. And the final thing we need to do, of course, is send an email for all of those items. So that's what we're going to do here is we want the Outlook 365 send an email v2. So that's what we've got here. As far as who are we sending it to, all right, so to assign who gets the email, we need to click in this field, and then we need to click in this lightning bolt, which is going to allow us to get values from the SharePoint list that we queried. So I click on the lightning bolt, and I get down to, sales rep. I search for sales rep, and it gives me a bunch of options because sales rep is a people field in SharePoint. There's a lot of values associated with it. There's the the actual name. There's the email address, which is what we want in this case. So I'm going to select the email address. So that's who's going to receive the email. Then in the subject, I just need to do something as simple as please call. And again, I can click the lightning bolt because that gives us access to all the fields that are in that SharePoint list item and select person. So this is the customer's contact. And then let's modify the body of the email. We've got some rich text editing, but I'm not going to use that for this demo. So, hi. And in this case, we're going to use the lightning bolt, and we're going to call the sales rep by name. So sales rep display name, comma, please call, and now we go back to the lightning bolt, person, space, lightning bolt, phone, about, colon, and let's include the notes from that list item. There we go, enter, enter, thank you, Joe. And that's all there is to configuring that email. So at this point, if we zoom out a little bit, we can see that every day this is going to run. It's going to get items that have a call by date that is less than or equal to today. And then for all the items that fit that category, it's going to loop through them and send an email to that person. Well, let's see if it works. So first I'm going to click on this flow checker. No problems from that level. Let's click save. Finishes saving. Now test is enabled. So let's click test manually and test. Run the flow. And let's find out what happened. Give it a second. And there was a problem with the get items piece of this. Okay, so I dug into what the issue was, and it had to do with the filter. So let's go back to get items. And this call by filter query, what I had typed in here isn't correct. So what I need to do is this, and then click on this function and go get the UTC now function here, add, and then single quote. So call by less than or equal to single quote UTC now, a closing single quote, and that should take care of it. So let's click save, and let's click test manually, test, run the flow, done, and we got a green check. Here it is, sending out up to 3 emails. Remember, I put that top parameter in there, so we would only send 3 emails. And now if we jump over to here, you'll see we've got the top 3 items that fit that criteria. We got the emails sent to us. Hi, please call Holly, and about this, and thank you. So that's it. It's as simple as 3 steps in a flow, starting out with a schedule and then getting items from your list and then sending out an email. I hope this was helpful.